Hello and welcome to Creators Like Us. Helen, I'm so excited to talk to you and thank you for joining me today. Can you tell people where you are in the world and what type of creative you are?
Okay, I'm Helen Welch and I'm in London. That's London, England, for anyone who's confused. And I am primarily a woodworker, but general tinkerer of things and with materials.
Well, that sounds interesting.
It just means I do loads not very well. Wood is my primary medium, but everything else is kind of, I'll have a go at that and I'll have a go at that.
Yeah. And what made you get into wood?
Well, mostly because I was asked to leave school in the second year of my A-levels because I hadn't been going and I was just finding the whole thing of being in school not tiresome, I just didn't think it was for me anymore. I think the staff decided that they weren't really interested in what I was doing. So I thought, if you're not interested in me, I'm not interested in you. And then it was a little bit of a standoff. And then they said, well, if you're not going to come, then you might as well leave. So I thought, thanks for asking why I'm not having a good time.
Serious?
Yeah. But I took them up on the offer and left.
So the offer turned into to be a good thing?
Yeah, I think so. Well, a week later, I met some people who were running a YTS scheme, which was teaching carpentry and joinery. And they said, you're doing nothing. Come along. This is February. There's nothing else to do. Why don't you come along and see if you like what we're doing? And a week later, I joined them and I had a lovely time for 6 months until their scheme got closed down. But that was the start of it. And then I carried on and ended up as an apprentice carpenter with Camden Council.
Oh my gosh, that's
for 3 years.
Wow. So it wasn't nothing to do with school that you had a love of woodwork there. It was more so when you left school and the scheme come in front of you and said, basically, do you want to do this?
Yeah. The irony is that 6 months after I left, I heard that they'd introduced woodwork for girls. So seriously. Timing.
Wow. So were girls not allowed to do the woodwork before at school?
No, we had home ec. That's all we had. But we were next door to William Ellis Boys School and they did do woodwork. So eventually they were showing facilities and that's how our school ended up having woodwork with their school.
Wow. So let's, if you don't mind, let's talk about a little bit of that journey because I always ask my guests about catalyst connections and it sounds like that YTS scheme was something that was put in your place to make you go on the path that you are right now. Is that right?
Well, you know what? If it hadn't turned up, I would have done something else. Yeah. As long as it was something interesting and creative, I probably would have done it. And I didn't really do much of that in school because I thought I was going to do something in science because I always loved chemistry. I loved biology. But at A-level, it just wasn't working for me for various reasons. So that's what I thought I was going to do. I thought I was going to have a scientific kind of job. But the woodworking was something that ignited the sort of fun I had as a child, making things and breaking things mostly, to be fair. It wasn't much making, mostly taking things apart to see how they worked and then not being able to put them all back together again. But at that time at Splinter Group, the name of the community workspace.
Good name. See what they did there?
I did, certainly did. You know what? They were fantastic people and I'm still in touch with them now. We missed each other for a few decades and then they got back in touch with me about 5 years ago and we just clicked and it's the same fun, same great people.
Yeah. Well, they must have seen also what you're doing, the most amazing things that you're doing and where your life has led you from that scheme.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
It is. And it's directly down to them. That was the catalyst. And I am forever thankful that they saw me looking a little bit lost and said, come join us. And I found a community with them. And just thought, actually, this is something I could probably do for another 50 years. So I've done it for 42 now.
42, wow.
Yeah.
And were you the only woman in that course at the time?
No, my best friend from school, she left at the same time, so we went and joined together.
You were like, we're going to do this together, united.
Yeah. Well, actually, to be fair, we weren't the only women because there were 2 women on the teaching side. And then I think there were a couple of other women floated around or had been on the scheme before. So it was, I didn't go in and go, oh, it's only me.
Yeah.
It was actually probably majority women.
Oh, really? Interesting. Because when you find those, I did my degree in product design and there was essentially, not product design nowadays that people call it products, is that not the tech side of product design, but actually going making stuff and
in a workshop,
like with wood and metal and ceramics, and there was about 60 of us on the course. And I think maybe about a handful of us were female. There was hardly any females on the course. And there was only 2 black people too. 2 black females. And that was it.
That's it.
So So yeah, it's just interesting you say it was quite female heavy. That's really interesting. So is your best friend actually doing woodwork now still?
I don't know, because I haven't seen her haven't seen her in the last maybe 35 years. We both actually, what happened at some point after we'd done our training, we both ended up working for building control in the local authority, and then she went and worked for a completely different borough, and I left building control and decided I wanted to go back to doing something creative. So we've lost touch. I don't know where she is. Sam, if you're listening, say hi.
If Sam's listening, we'll tell her to get in touch with you. Yeah, 100%.
We're still in the same flat.
She'll know where that is.
She will.
Perfect. So tell us about from the scheme that led to the building control, you said, and then what happened there?
The scheme led to a 3-year apprenticeship with Camden.
Right.
And then from Camden, that led on to building control. So I worked for 2.5 years with Camden and another 2.5 years with Islington. And then after 5 years of building control and telling other people what to do, but not actually doing much myself, I was like, this is no good. I'm missing the doing and the being in a workspace and just, you know what creativity is. It's about being human, and it's not about
shuffling papers and data.
Yeah. And exactly. Yeah. And telling people, oh yes, your building's passed its inspection. I needed to find a way back to the woodwork side.
And what was that way back?
I went and did a degree in music technology, not because I was interested in music, but because I wanted to make guitars.
Yes. Yeah. And I can see one. The podcast isn't video yet, but it will get to videos. But I can see Helen's got some guitars in the background. And you made those?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that was one of my, that was one of the things that I did. So I spent 3 years doing that. I mean, I actually didn't need to do a degree. I wish it hadn't been a degree, to be honest. I wish it had just been something like a diploma course. Yeah. Which meant I would have spent more time making and less time on all the other, my French bullshit subjects around it that were filling it out to turn it into a degree course. Yeah. I get that. But do you play guitar? Just out of interest? Kind of. I'm just in no way good at it, but I do like doing it. So I was interested. So when you make them, do you have to understand the sound that it's making? Is that why you did the degree? Is that the Connect? The Connect was the only way I could have done full-time study to make a guitar was by doing a degree. Interesting. Okay. Sure, certainly here in London. Yeah, I'm sure. I wonder if it's still like that, because that's a long time to. Oh, you can't do a degree. You can't do a degree in guitar making now. They've got rid of all the facilities at the university because they're expensive. It's probably all digital now anyway. Must have got a 3D printer doing everything now. No, we shouldn't say that. We shouldn't say that, because we need the crafts. We need the handcrafts. So we do need the crafts. We do need the crafts. But I just like making things. I like to know how things work. I thought, well, why not make a guitar? Yeah. And where did that lead to after the guitar? Well, what it led to was me thinking, do you know what? I'm not going to make a living making guitars. You got too thought about the bottom line, didn't you? You were like, I need to make some dosh. I did. I mean, I loved it. And I have to say it was probably some of the happiest times I've had, because I just spent so much time in a workshop doing stuff. No, I decided that if I wasn't going to be able to earn a living doing that, then I was going to teach. So I taught part-time, did evening classes during the degree. And then when I finished, I was self-employed just as a general carpenter and joiner, because that's what my apprenticeship was in. So I made things, I fixed things, I built things. And I did that for a long time and mixed that up with the teaching. Nice. I'm trying to think, there's a place in Shoreditch. It was kind of famous for cabinet making and did you it was the London College of Furniture. London College of Furniture. And that area. Which was part of London Met University. Right. Yes. Yeah. And then gradually the college disappeared, and the university then taught some of the classes or courses that were part of the furniture making. That, they don't really do any of that now. Yeah. It's such a shame. No, because I remember that, and also that, because, like pockets of London have like Hatton Gardens like the diamonds, and Billingsgate is like the fish. But there was like a cabinet making. There wasn't. Was it in Shoreditch? It was in Shoreditch. It was around Shoreditch. Yeah. Yeah. Then there used to be loads of little shops you could pop into, like veneer shops, and which are all dusty, and they'd been there for 100 years, and you could go in and leaf through rosewood and fantastic things like that. That's all gone. That's all ad people and media. Well, it's all media and bars and karaoke and stuff. I know, because I've done it. You need more karaoke. Of course you do. Of course you do. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like a little sing-song?
Oh no, we've got enough of those. We don't need any more bars in Shoreditch. I've just heard you talk about woods and things like that. So I'm just trying to get your journey because I know where it's led
My
to
journey's
now.
a mess, is what it is. It's a
Because what
mess.
I'm trying to get to is like, I know that you now are the founder of the London School of Furniture Making, and I'm just wondering how you got to that. You've got your own school.
Well, okay. So for ages, I was thinking I need a workshop because if I really want to just make furniture and not keep getting caught up in the spinner of making built-in cupboards and things, which is nothing, there's nothing wrong with it. As a way of making a living, it's great, but it was only using about 10% of what I know. And because most of it is MDF and there's not enough of it, which you can use solid timber because of my client base not wanting to spend that kind of money. I thought, well, if I have a workshop, then I can actually start making the furniture that I want to keep making. So I borrowed a workshop and then eventually started renting a communal workshop in Tottenham. And that was all fine. But then suddenly my overheads were much bigger than I'd had before. And I just wasn't getting enough work in. I thought if I want to keep the workshop, I need to do something, need to pivot and find something that's going to bring in some money to cover the rent, at least cover the rent. And so that's when I started the school. Because I've taught for over 30 years and I've taught for colleges and universities and various other little private schools like mine. So I thought, well, why am I going to someone else's workspace?
Set up my own.
I have a workspace. Yeah, I'm going to do my own.
Nice.
And I would have done it a few years before, and because I was going to do it with a friend.
Yeah.
Then that didn't work out, but it had always been at the back of my mind that I could probably do something if I had the right environment. So I asked our landlords, I said, what do you think if I start teaching instead of just making stuff? And they're like, yeah, fine, but don't let them use the machinery. So,
okay.
It was a communal workshop. It was big and a commercial space. If our students were in there, they'd be taking up space and just annoying everybody. So I said, no, it's fine. We'll only be teaching hand skills at that point.
Right. Okay.
So it started off with an evening and then it went to another evening and then it went to a day and then a few days. And then I thought, you know what? Sod this making stuff for people in grates. Why don't I just go full time doing this?
Yeah.
So I took a punt. Thinking there's 9 million people in the city. Surely I can get a handful to come on courses regularly. So I went full time. I had 4 students. Then I got another space during COVID. So then I was able to take 7 students. And then last year we moved into our new space in Camden. And now we can have up to 16 across 2 workspaces.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's it. So now we're in our own grown up space and it's brilliant.
That's brilliant. And how are you finding it? And how are you finding it? Is it scary still, or is it every day a worry?
Scary. It's always
business.
Yes. Yeah, it's business. Yeah. I mean, it only takes a war in Iran to put people off booking for a while. I mean, and that's across the board. That's every business who has to deal with external influences that you're like, oh God, I hadn't planned for this. So this year bookings have slowed a bit. But the upside is that people like our courses. We've got a huge range. Well, it's not huge, but we've got a big range of courses and people mostly want to come on. Maybe about 90% of them is a 10%, which is just on because I like them. I like the courses, even though it's not a big seller.
Yeah. How do you market yourself? Is it
mostly
word of mouth?
Website.
Is it website?
It's mostly the website, so SEO.
Yeah.
The website has always been the main portal where people come and find us. I do a bit of Instagram content, but honestly, I don't have time to do all of the work that you need to really make Instagram be a marketing tool. I mean, it's content every day and I haven't got time for that.
It doesn't have to be every day.
Well, it can be, it needs a lot. It needs a lot. And, and the kind of stuff that we do, what I really need to do for Instagram is show us teaching and show us making things. But honestly, it's exhausting and trying to teach and set up cameras and all of that. It's like, I just don't have it. I don't have the time.
I can imagine that. Just only because I like helping people. But it could be just something you just even put your phone on a tripod and just leave it there running for a couple of sessions and then you can snip it later. I know it's another job, but
it is another job.
It's another job.
I have 3 part-time jobs and they're all about running this business.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
So there's the teaching side of it. There's the marketing side of it.
Yeah.
There's the keeping the workshop running.
Yeah.
And I could find a few others, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Cleaning the toilets. All stuff that has to get done and it's mostly done by me and then Some of it's done by my colleague Sam.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about owning your own business. You've got so many hats, haven't you? And it's quite hard. But it's good that
and
your
I don't get paid for any of them.
I know, that's the thing. But you're doing it out of passion, aren't you? You're doing it out of passion, and it sounds like you're doing it out of passion. And I can see your face. You're like, but I need to make more money. Tell me, why's your face like that?
You know what? What I need to do is cut my overheads. That's what I need to do. Because actually, I think we are, our courses are selling out. So it means that the overhead side probably needs to be snipped here and there. And because we moved in the last 12 months, it meant that last year's spend was enormous. And just coming out the other side of that, I mean, we had to spend tens of thousands to get it going and fill up the space and make the benches and get more equipment in. And so now we're just coming out of that into a space where hopefully there are fewer outgoings. So that's the look on my face. It's
been a tough year. It's been a tough year. It's been a tough year of growth, it sounds, but the growth comes at a cost, literally. Yeah. You've got to spend money to make a little bit on top. Yeah. But that's, that's true of every business. And when I was making things for people, trying to explain why the price is the price is exhausting because nobody sees it. And nobody's sympathetic to the fact that you spend tens of thousands a year on your equipment, tens of thousands on your workspace and all the rest of that. Well, why aren't you cheaper than so-and-so? Tired of explaining. So I stopped explaining. Yeah. Stopped doing it. Just stop explaining. And also they're paying for a craft. They're paying for your years of expertise and your craft.
Yeah, they are. But, I realise that I don't have to sell that to make my living. It means that I can keep the craft side personal. Of course, I've got time for the craft side, but I'm going to tell you that I'm keeping the craft side personal.
Yeah. And then you will show me that you've done some things personally on the side.
I will.
You'll put it on Instagram. Yeah.
If I get to make another guitar,
yeah,
it would be great. If I get to do it this year, it's definitely going on Instagram.
Yeah. And do you sell your guitars?
No.
You don't? No. They're just personal?
They're just mine.
Okay. Why would you not sell them?
Me.
Just out of interest, why would you not sell them?
I don't think they're good enough to sell. I think that's the first thing. Even though I started doing guitar making years ago, I haven't done a lot in the intervening years. And it takes like every craft, it takes 10, maybe 15 before you get to the point you go, right, this is ready for the wider audience. So I'm not at that stage yet.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
That's
there are
really
other things. There are other things which are less complicated, which I could probably make and sell. But again, then that's another business.
Yeah.
That's a second business to have to work on and a second business to market.
Yeah. I did see that you've got a course on Domestika. I don't know how long that is or how recently you've done that. But is there any more? Tell us about that course. And is there any more that you've done, or is that another avenue that you could investigate?
Okay. So the Domestika was great because they came to me and said, we'll pay you X amount of money to do this content. And then I think if you sell something like $200 worth of courses, then there will be some more money coming your way. There hasn't been any more money coming my way. And that's fine because they took care of the production. So I got to see what a professional studio looks like and what goes into it. And I thought, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And for me to do those kind of courses, I would need something similar. And again, the time to do it. And we're in a workshop that isn't quiet. We're in a railway arch. So there's always something rumbling. Yeah. So there's something rumbling over a 5 minutes interval. So it's not an easy thing for me to be able to see myself doing in the next while. But it's always been an idea that it would be great to just get the courses done and then have them online and have them available for purchase or streaming or something or download. But say la vie.
But it's good though. But I'm saying it's really good that you've got that domestic course there. That that could be. It's just another bit of content that you can keep on like resharing. It's just and you've actually got it all there and it looks good. It looks really good. Their setup's really nice, Domestika, when they do their own.
It is, and the studio that they were using in the Angel was just fantastic.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, all this kit. This is what I need. No, you don't, Helen. You don't need all this kit. You've got nowhere to keep it. You've already got a shit ton of kit for woodworking and machining. So just stop it.
It's the shiny new. It's a shiny new syndrome.
It is. That's for me. Yeah. And yet another thing to have a go at.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, another creative avenue.
Cool. But you're doing the teaching right now, and you said you've got your creative projects going on. Is there anything like right now that you're excited about in work?
In work? No. And I say that in a way that's good because I've put a lot of time and energy into getting new people in to teach, getting some new courses off the ground, and they are working and people are enjoying them. So I can actually sit back now. I'm not at that point of going, oh my God, is this going to work or not? Are people going to want to come? So I'm like, oh, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. And actually, I don't want to be overexcited by the school. I want the school to be something that tips along nicely, has a bit of input for me when I teach from time to time, but otherwise I'm just in the background making sure that all the plates keep spinning.
Keep spinning, yeah. Keep going, just making sure, wearing all those hats that you've got to wear to make it keep going.
Well, I get very hot under all these hats. I have to change them around a bit.
I know that you, I'll start again. Jo Seeley, who was on episode 14 of this podcast, she was involved with the Black Artisans and setting that up. Was you involved in that? Tell us about it.
I wasn't, but I had a conversation. Okay. I had a conversation and I was saying, we don't really get enough black people into the workshop. How can we do it? Jo said, this, that, the other. And by the way, you might want to go on Angela's podcast. It's basically how this came about.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
She said, have a word. Go and talk to her.
Oh, nice.
So I said,
yeah, nice. Jo's lovely. She's she knows so many people. I think
I know what networking resource she is.
Yeah, I was at actually a networking event and I saw her in a call and I thought, I must go say hello to Jo. By the time the event was over and she was gone, I was like, wow, she's just like everywhere and everyone was chatting to her. Yeah.
But no, she said to me, Helen, this school of yours is all well and good, but you need to get back to doing some of your own stuff. And she gave me one of those looks, which was, I'm not going to book any nonsense from you. You need to start doing your own process.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I am honouring my promise
Good.
to her and myself and trying to carve out some more space outside of running the school to be able to just have time for the making.
Yeah. And that's important to you, isn't it? Because I think that's where your happy place is, isn't it? That's where
It's one of my happy places.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, look, I like sewing, but I'm not good at it. But I like sewing and I like, do you know what it is? I like learning new things and I like feeling like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Didn't know how it works, but now I know how it works and now I can do that and now I can make that thing. Or I can sew a pair of jeans or make a pair of boots. That kind of thing makes me really excited.
You're a shoemaker too.
Oh, well, I've had a go at it.
Yeah?
I've had a go at it.
Okay. And did you make a pair of boots?
I did make a pair of boots. I made 2 pairs of boots. I made one on the course that I was doing. And then I made another pair as soon as the course finished so that I wouldn't forget how it was done.
Sorry, we're just giving each other side-eye looks like, wow. Sometimes it doesn't translate in the podcast because people were listening, but it's just like the silence was like, oh my God, that's so cool. She's like, yeah, it was. But I really
anti-cool. That's why I do all these things. But that's what I meant by saying I'm just an inveterate tinkerer. Because I just like having to go at things and learning new
But from that, all
techniques.
of that, you set up your own school. I just found that so fascinating and just like, so it's cool. So, but you saying that you have to make time to do your own creative work. And I think that's, as creatives, we always end up doing the work for money and not doing it for our enjoyment. And somebody have to carve out that time.
Yeah. I need to exactly. I do some carving. Now I need to carve out that time. I need to make some space where I feel like I'm actually just concentrating on that side of it. That, on the work that's about me. The school is a lot of my personality, but it doesn't have to be. Because there are other people who teach who are competent and they're great teachers and they're good makers. So I think that the people who come to us can benefit from having other people who are not me showing them how to do things.
Yeah, just another personal experience. Yeah.
Yeah. So it means that if they're doing that work, then I can do some of my own work.
And how do people? That's a very good plan. I think maybe this podcast is your catalyst connection to doing your creative thing, because Jo's told you to come on here and now from here you have to go and do something creative.
Okay, I will. I promise.
And you will share it with me.
I will share it with you. I will.
So if people wanted to join the courses at the school, do they have to have certain knowledge or can they just join?
No, we deliberately pitched the majority of the courses at people who are either at early stages of having done some woodwork or total beginners, especially our joinery courses. They're there for people to come in and learn the foundations. So I always think that joinery is a bit like sewing, a bit like stitching is to sewing. So if you want to make a garment, then you've got to know how to use the right stitches, know how to use a sewing machine. If you want to do traditional solid wood furniture, then you need to know how to make joints. So that's how we get people in. And that's one of our biggest sellers are the joinery courses as the foundation. And then gradually we introduce other techniques, more interesting things that they can add on that will make their work more interesting or take them in a slightly different direction. Mm-hmm. So no, nobody needs to have anything special other than the means to pay to get through the doors.
And the enthusiasm.
And the enthusiasm. Well, most people just come anyway because, they're self-motivated to turn up. I mean, others turn up because they've been given it as a gift from their wives who want them out. So somebody turned up the other day and he said, well, I don't know why I'm here, but my wife told me that I should come because I do loads of woodwork at home anyway, but she said I should come to a course. Okay.
That's kind of sweet, actually. And she's mostly thinking, I get a couple of hours by myself. But
that's exactly what she was thinking. And also, maybe he needs some help. A cry for help from her.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Could be a subtle, but yeah.
Yeah, go on a course. You're terrible.
Yeah. I hope he turns out all right.
I didn't stick around. Someone else was teaching.
Someone else took it.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's the beauty of it. You've set it all up for them. He's like, I've done my bit. I've done my intro. I'm gone.
Yeah. Bye.
Funny. Is there anything that you'd like to ask me, or is there anything that you want to add to the podcast?
I do, and it's going to go back to my point of saying, where are the black people? Why are they not coming through the doors of my school? Seriously, there are a handful every year, every year, and that's it. And I'm not sure. I think it's not the marketing. So what is it? And this has bothered me for a long time. But as we were saying earlier, we've done courses where we're literally the only black people on it. Splinter group aside, every other course that I've ever been on that's been craft-based has only ever had me flying the flag for women and flying the flag for people of colour. And where are we? What's happening?
I thought there's a few things. I think if, for example, I go to a lot of networking groups and a lot of conferences, they don't see a lot of people like me there. I might not go to those again, but I think it's a visual thing. I think you've got to be in a place. The first few people have got to step up first to say, look, there's a speaker or there's a person that I can look at. Like if I saw you doing a woodworking course, I'd be like, oh my God, there's a black woman doing a woodworking course. And like when, I looked into what you do and like your history and I was like, wow, I've never seen a black woman doing woodworking before. So then I think but then I think there needs to be maybe a bit more of, I suppose, visibility in industries. And if there's not enough visibility, people think, oh, if there's no one that looks like me that's there, I might not go and do that thing.
I mean, I think it is an industry-wide
It's industry-wide. It is. And also a lot. Go on, so you go.
No, but I think if this was a carpentry and joinery course, as opposed to furniture making course, I guarantee there'd be more black men on the course. There might be more black women, but there'll definitely be more black men on the course. That I do know. So I just wonder if some of it is about class, some of it is about, furniture making, not going to make money at that. Carpentry and joinery, yeah. Furniture making, no. I don't know.
I think it's also, I don't know if it's a class thing. It might be, or it might be a time thing. If people are, I suppose it's also time and not investing in yourself. If people don't want to invest in themselves and they've just got to work and they've just got to, get food on the table, all that usual thing, the bills. But I also think that I see people spending money on fun things. They'll go on holiday. They'll go on, I like cycling. I see people buying lots of expensive bikes and things like that.
Loads of money in expensive bikes.
Yeah, I don't, but I'm just saying that I see other people do that. And it's just like, you've got the money, so why would you not do something different? So maybe it's I don't know, I think it might, as I said, I think it might go down to visibility. I think if someone says, oh, I'm going to do this, they might go and do it too. Do you see what I mean? It might be a bit of a chain reaction thing. And also a lot of these industries, you never see anyone at the top. You can imagine only a few years ago, we saw black people. We didn't see black people in adverts on TV.
No.
And it was only after George Floyd's, all these companies came out and thought, oh, we better put some black people in our adverts. So we better, make sure that even down to TV shows. I mean, I love Bridgerton, but we know there weren't that many black people at that time. But do you see what I'm saying? It's just like...
I do.
So it's a visibility thing, I think. But
well, I think you're right. But still, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, courses.
I mean, you could do a little test, couldn't you? You could do a marketing test also. Maybe on your website, show them a few more black people making.
Maybe what I'll do is I'll get rid of all of the white faces and I'll just put only black people, be me and the 2 other black people who have come this year. And I'll cover the whole of the website and see what happens.
You never know.
You never know. It could be an interesting experiment.
It could be an experiment. And also, when you said you're doing your SEO, and it sounds like it's been working for you. But when you've got the images and can do the alt tag. So name the image: furniture making for black professionals or black students or black something. So name that in the image. That's also helping your SEO. So that could be
good
something.
Idea. All right. See, this is why I came on the pod. For advice.
Thank
you. Thank you for that.
And for me too, for learning new things. So thank you. For finding you too. Gosh. Oh, well, you found me. Well, mutual findings.
We found each other.
Was there anything else you'd like to ask or go over?
No, other than, would you like to come and visit me?
I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to.
This is it. Because, if you don't invite people, they might never come.
I'd love to. I did make a piece of furniture for my degree. I won't show, my daughter's got it in her bedroom, but it's a bit bad now. But yes, I used to. I made a cabinet. You know what? No, I'm not going to knock it because I made a cabinet. And
do not knock it.
And I got picked to go to the end of degree shows. So I went to Central St Martin's, and at the end of the degree show, they choose a certain number of students to go to that design show at the end of the year in the Business Design Centre. The new designers. Oh, yeah.
The new designers.
New designers. And they picked me and they picked my cabinet.
Yes.
And then I got to go into Elle magazine because then somebody was like, we really love this. We're going to put it in our magazine. So they put it in the magazine. I got contacted by somebody who wanted one in their house. And I was like, I just made this at college. But I actually contacted a furniture maker. And I said, could you make this for me professionally? I've got the designs and I've got it. And he did. And we sold it. We both made a little bit of money.
Nice.
Yeah.
So don't put that down. That was a very, very, very good thing.
So yes, I would love to come visit. I'd love to come visit.
Excellent. Yeah. Do. We'll make a
100%. So I always like to end on a personal question to my guests. And I'd like to ask you, what would you tell your teenage self?
Carry on. Walk straight out that door. Walk out of that school door. Go straight down in Kentish Town Road and into Splinter Group and don't look back. Mm-hmm. Which is what I did do.
What you did.
I did.
Perfect advice for yourself.
I would also tell her, my 18-year-old self, not be afraid of business. Get stuck into it early, understand how it's going to work for you, and stop sort of shying away from it and pretending that it's not what you're into because you only like making things. Learn how business will keep you making things.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I love that. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so I've got a quick fire 5 questions, and that's going to...
Okay, go.
So, crisp or chocolates?
Crisp.
Beach or forest?
Forest.
Book or Kindle? Reggae or soul?
Reggae.
Patty or a sandwich?
Patty.
Yay! He was very serious. Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
These are the most serious questions you've asked me all day. I needed to give them their due.
Thank you so much. So tell people about where they can find you and tell them about the school. And I'll leave all these links in the show notes, but
Okay, so you can find us in Camden. We are 5 minutes from the famous Camden Market. We are open most days, Monday to Friday, and some weekends. You can find us at www.furnitureschool.co.uk.
Lovely. And your Instagram?
_London_furniture_school.
Perfect. And again, I'll leave those links in the show notes. And people can connect with you there and follow you and come and do a course.
Yes, please come and do a course. Yes. At least come and say hello.
Come and say hello. Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Helen. I've loved our conversation and
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. And
now that we finally got it going.
We got it going. We had a bit of a few tech issues at the beginning, but we got going. And thank you so much and have a brilliant day.